Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, as-salatu was-salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Dear audience, death is always a bitter realization, a huge reminder and a recurring scary thought. How long before I am that only lying lifeless, being washed, shrouded and buried by others? Today, I am here with a presentation on the topic, funeral rites in Islam. Allah says in His glorious book, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Every soul will taste death. We Muslims believe that after our death, another world opens for the human beings. Once the person expires, the relatives and those present are obliged to perform particular services for him or her. Let's learn those services. Closing the eyes and dua. The eyes of the dead person should be closed and dua should be made for him or her. Allahumma ghafir lahu warfa' darajatahu fil mahdiyina wakhlufu fi aqbihi fil ghabirina waghfir lana wa lahu ya rabbil alamin wafsah lahu fi qabrihi wa nawwir lahu fi. Al-istirja. When the news of the death reaches the family, the relatives and friends should say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Verily, we belong to Allah and verily to Him we must return. Preparing the body. Washing the dead body prior to shrouding and burial is obligatory. As a general rule, male should take the responsibility of washing male and female should wash female. The only exception to the rule is in the case of husband, wife or small children. Those who take the responsibility of washing the dead should be the most knowledgeable of the procedures. Those who wash the body are recommended to take an Islamic bath ghusl afterwards. Method of washing. The body should be laid out, stripped out of its garments and its joints loosened. If possible, a cloth should be placed over the private parts between the navel and the knee and the stomach should be pressed to expel any remaining. A rag should be used for washing the body and the washing should begin with the places on the right side of the body during wudu. After completing the wudu, the woman's hair should be undone if it is braided and the hair thoroughly washed. Then the rest of the body should be washed, turning the body to its right side before the left. The body should be washed for a minimum of 3 times and the water should be mixed with soap. The final washing should have some perfume in it. The body should then be dried and the hair should be combed out. In case of woman, the hair should be plaited into 3 braids, 1 from the front, 2 from the sides and placed behind her head. Covering the body. A sheet of cloth large enough to cover the whole body of the deceased should be drawn over the body. Shrouding. The body should be shrouded immediately after it is washed and dried. The shroud or its core should be taken from the wealth left behind by the deceased if it is enough money to purchase the garments that can cover the whole body. The shroud should be sufficient enough to cover the whole body. The pieces of cloth for shrouding can be as many as 3 sheets for men and 5 for women. The preferable color is white and it is said that the shroud could be perfumed. Hasten the burial. Once death is evident, the body should be prepared and taken out of the house for burial and prayer as soon as possible, as Prophet ﷺ has said. Asri'u bil janaza, hasten the funeral rites. Funeral prayer. The performance of Salatul Janaza is considered Farl Kifaya, a communal duty. Like the 5 daily prayers, Salatul Janaza should be performed in congregation. It can be performed inside the masjid or outside the masjid at a prayer place reserved for it. The imam should stand facing the Qibla behind the head of the dead man and behind the middle of the dead woman. There are 4 main takbeers in Salatul Janaza. Immediately after the first takbeer, Surah Al-Fatiha should be recited. After the second takbeer, the Salah of the Prophet should be made. After the third takbeer, sincere prayer should be made for the dead, their relatives and their reveal. After the fourth takbeer, the Salah can be completed by taslim, either 1 salam to the right side or 2 salam on both the side, left and right. The burial. Each and every Muslim should have their own separate graveyard. Depth of the grave. The grave should be dug deep and wide and well prepared. Men and not women. It is preferable only men should take the responsibility of placing the dead body inside the grave even if the dead person is a woman. On the right side, The dead person's face should be facing the Qibla and the body should be in the right side. At the time of inserting the body inside the grave, those handling the procedures are recommended to make short dua for them. It is recommended for those near the grave to throw 3 double handful of dirt over the grave after the burial. Marking the grave. Marking the grave is a sunnah. It is to locate the grave and to bury other family members in the same vicinity. Structures over grave. The building of any kind of structures over the grave is strictly prohibited. Dua. On the completion of the burial, it is recommended for those present at the graveside to offer prayers on the behalf of the deceased. So let us all pray to Allah to let us die as a true faithful Muslim, and until our last words, let's say Allah is great and He is the only one God. May Allah protect us from the evilness of shaitan, and may Allah guide us to the straight path. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.